Hello and welcome to one more video in this series. In this video, we will learn about HTTP endpoint and we'll consume one HTTP endpoint and write the contents of that endpoint to file. We'll accept one argument from command line as well and process that many records. So basically, this is the endpoint that we will consume and we can just I have already hit the API. One more time I'll hit that and I will get this here, and this is one JSON viewer, and I will just say just view the data that is there. So this object has ID, UID, first name, last name, user name, and then email. So these are the things. So gender is also there, so we will filter on the basis of male or female, and this is a three-step process. So first step, we hit the endpoint, HTTP endpoint, and process the data if it is male or female and save to file. So these are the steps that are there. We'll follow, be there till the last. So we will just now read the command line argument. And before that, we would want to use Go mod for this because we'll be using some packages that are dependent. So we will just do cd Go mod init. You know how to get the Go mod file, right? So we'll just move this go.mod file to main, and we are good. So we will first read the command line argument. We will just say n comma error equals to strconv dot atoi. So this function is used to convert that. So it is used to convert string to integer if error not equal to nil. Just say return error, and this error will just return from here, and now we will open the file 1 comma error os dot open file, and we will pass we'll just say output dot csv, and there are different modes for that. Okay, os dot open or os dot create or os dot read write only, and we will pass some. So this is the flag used. You can see that this flag is used here. It is used to create, I believe. Then we have error not equal to nil. Then we will just say return. Okay. So before even doing that, we will do one more thing here. We will get the stats, that is file info, and OS file. Okay, so var stat OS dot file info, file into file 1 star OS dot file, and we need not reassign. Basically, now we have opened the file, so we will make sure that we close it. File 1 dot. Okay, so we will close once it is done reading. So get the data that many times, so we will just for I equal to 0, r is less than n, and I plus plus. Before we hit the endpoint that many times, we need to give the JSON tag to the struct. So this is required and the processing using JSON. So there are some different tags if you have seen. Just a second. Okay, so here we can see there are different tags, ID, then UID, then password. So we need to get this in a structure from JSON to a structure. So there is one library which we can make use of that. So ID, that's int, and we use JSON tag here. Okay, and we'll annotate it as ID. So similar to that, UID is there, int JSON UID, right? And we have other things as well here. So password, first name, username. So these are the things that are there. Okay. So I will just fast forward this to complete structure for that. Okay. Some ninja techniques to do this. Okay, so we have our person here. So here we have ID tagged as ID, UID tagged as UID. So in this case we can see that employee info is there and employment. Okay, see here in this JSON you can see that employment is being given, so it has title and key skill. So this is a structure inside a structure. So for that we have used the inner structure, and you can see that inner structure here, employee info and that employment tag was there. So similar tag we have used for others as well. The JSON value has to be passed here, whatever JSON is there. So I hope you understood. So right, so this address is also has another structure which is inside of address. So we'll just say coordinate and address. Similar way here we can see that address is having uh, another structure with another JSON inside of JSON. So we use structure in that case, structure inside a structure, and tag those accordingly. So similarly we can see that address has address tag, address JSON name, and then coordinates is having coordinates JSON name. So similarly a skip subscription is there. So basically we'll be filtering on the basis of gender. So first we are running the loop until we have the n, right? So using that n we can do that. So here we will just get the response comma error equals to http get, so that we have here that endpoint. We'll just copy paste this. Okay, and that is as simple as that. So we just do this and we get the data in response. If there is no error, we handle error. Simple stuff, right? So we just return as it is main function, right? And we just do defer. Every time you are getting some data, we do defer body. So we are closing this, right? So we should make sure that we are closing each and everything so that our program does not crash anywhere. this may happen in some cases. It had happened with me, so we should make sure that. Now we will read the data in some. We will just read the data now from the response body. Error equals to IOUT read all from response dot body, right? So we can see that it is deprecated, and this program, we can use deprecated, but we shouldn't use that. We shouldn't use deprecated functions for now. Just for understanding, we are using it now. We'll do unmarshal json unmarshal. What we want to unmarshal, that is body, and where we want to unmarshal that, and read it in person, right? So we will get the data in this, right? And we check if person dot gender equal to male or person gender equal to female. So these, on the basis of this, we are filtering this, right? So we will create one, we'll use one of the libraries that are there. So we struct to csv dot new, we this to write the structure data to csv. So so if you can see some of the data here. So we have UID and ID. These are the headers. So I will just write the code for that, right? And we will erase it. So we got the column names from the person, and we got row from person. Then we got stats right there. So just change the name of stat to stats, right? And then we have that get row, and we have stats from output.csv, and we need a total variable, that is, so we just do a total int equals to 0, right? And so we have got if total equal to 0, that means there is no data in the file. We'll just append this headers in that, and the they just append the data to file. Append and write. Append, write first and then append. So first I have used slice of slice string, and using that I'm going to write that in here. We need a CSV writer for that, for to write in the file. So I will just declare one variable CSV writer, and I need a CSV writer. So CSV dot new writer on file one, right? So we use that CSV writer for every I equals to 0, I is less than a length of rows. So how many rows are there in this one? Those many we will just write to file. CSV writer dot write, and we pass a string here, so we can do rows of I, right? So this, we have seen the type of that is string, right? And we will just do total plus equals to 1, and we are done. So basically we are writing that to a file, we can just run this now. Okay. Before running that, we can see there is one error. We know that how to handle this one to cd main, and here we have go mod file, so we'll just do go mod tidy, right? So this is getting the packages for us what are needed for the program. So now you can see that error is gone now. Okay, so we'll just do go run main.go. Here we'll pass some value. So we are processing 100 records now. So until this runs, just wait. So here we can see that output CSV is being created, right? So in this one, we are opening one file first step, then hitting the endpoint that many times and process the data on some condition that is there, and that once it is passed, we are collecting it in rows and we are writing it to file. So this is the three-step process we are following, and we have to check the output now. See, the output is here. Okay, so id, uid, password, first name, last name, username, email, avatar, everything is coming here. So here it processed 21 records, right? So on the basis of that, right, hit the endpoint and get the output for that. So one more thing we can do here, we can just do check how much time is elapsed. We can check the time. Start time is time dot now, right? And we just say time elapsed equals to time dot since start, right? And we'll just say processed the total records and fmt println time elapsed till now. So we can see just do any print statement like that. So we are checking how much time is passed. Sometimes it happens, right? So we can do the more data so that we get to see the data again. Yeah, 20 records have been processed and time elapsed is 35 seconds. So this is the output for that. And so hope you are finding this useful, and thank you so much for watching. Do share, like, subscribe to channel. Happy coding.